Now, Nigeria's economy will not be hit by the plans by the U.S. Fed and other advanced economies to normalize policy rates, the Central Bank of Nigeria's Governor Godwin Emefiele said on Tuesday. Emefiele was addressing a press conference to announce the outcomes of the 2 days meeting of the CBN Monetary Policy Committee, which had all policy parameters constant, citing the need to wait out the impact of ongoing measures to tame inflation and drive growth. All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu joins me now to drive this further. Chika, good morning.
Morning.
Where should we start from?
Let's start with happy subsidy.
Yeah, with the
Nigeria is a very interesting country. Some people send me happy subsidy. I was just wondering what that meant. Last week it was a telephone call was the issue running in Nigeria.
Yes.
And then this week is like happy subsidy.
Interesting. Twitter is back.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to have Twitter.
But I mean, I can imagine. You heard that they're looking for 18-month extension to the subsidy thing.
Which technically takes us to June next year.
So I can imagine Baba president just being happy, say, "Oh, phew, I've escaped this," But
pass it to the next man.
Pass it to the next man, But because if you look through Film Fernand's release, you feed you some words that the president doesn't like hearing, which is uprising, and they say that old men feel ill at ease when dry bones are mentioned in the proverb. Our Baba doesn't like hearing those kind of words. So I'm happy that it's not surprising, therefore, that it's passed on to the next administration.
So this soft landing.
But I don't think I think it's a failure of leadership for our country, because this is an issue that would have dealt with once and for all. And it's symptomatic of the lack of rigor in the way we do our policies in the country. Remember when they were doing this name thing?
The national identity.
We talked about the fact that, this guy should have thought about this issue, the consequences, the impact on during COVID something, yes. Because of lack of rigor. Now, this PIA, it was passed. People didn't look at the consequences of the implications of subsidy removal. Is now they're realizing it, and now presenting as if Baba is like, oh, Baba is so Baba loves the poor people. That's why he's not allowing the subsidy.
But there are poor people in Nigeria.
Yeah, not the subsidy to be withdrawn. But you see, it has so much impact.
Implication.
It makes a mockery of the whole PIA, and I hasten to say that all the projections that they may have had about investments just pouring into the country, they should better just quarantine those assumptions.
So 18 months, we could as well wait again for these investments.
Yeah, because even the Minister of Petroleum is saying that apart from this, the other amendments are going to be made to the PIA, apart from this subsidy thing.
When we already have a committee in place for its implementation. So you can imagine in investment rooms all over the world who have been, trying to action, make investment decision on the basis of PIA, what would have happened now? Meetings will be postponed for another 18 months. Because who wants to come and invest in a country where, you have policy reversals every other day? But that's the country that we're in, It's as bad as it gets. But let's shift gear a little bit.
Let's focus on
talk about the MPC, the monetary policy decisions. The central bank chief
doesn't seem
to be so worried about U.S. interest rates. Jerome Powell will speak later tonight, 7:30 dinner time, Nigeria, and the impact on capital outflows from Nigeria and other frontier markets.
Let me help our viewers a little. Investments around the whole world, or investable funds around the whole world, are like beautiful brides. You're looking for where, one, you get the best rates, and two, you get security of your investments. So because the competition is around the whole world. Yes. So it happens that the Western world that we're talking about, and they have investment funds. What happened was that during the COVID era, despite maybe the more reasonable rates we had in this country, they ran away, in quote, from us because of the COVID uncertainties. Yeah. So all the portfolio investors actually took their money, put their money out, and went back to their country. So they didn't run back to here. And that's what the CBN governor is saying, that the money ab initio was not here. Because what normally happens is that when the rest in this Western world, which is normally lower than ours, gets higher. Funds in Nigeria, another third world,
markets,
tend to flow from here to go to those areas where they have more attractive rates.
Yes.
So now those countries now, because of inflation, inflation in the US highest, inflation in the UK the highest, in Europe the highest, they're all raising their interest rates to stymie inflation, reduce the amount of money in circulation, so that you stymie inflation, which means rates are going to be high, which means that portfolio investors are going to get higher rates in those countries, which means if they had money in this environment, frontier country like Nigeria, the money is going to move from here to those countries.
But right now, based on what he said, and we can see from the stock market report by the NGX, that we have seen more of local investors in the market rather than foreign
because investors. Those investors actually left long ago.
Before the COVID-19.
Before COVID-19, yes. Yeah. And I know one or two banks who core investors were more foreign than local. You imagine the depreciation in their share prices. Specifically, so that's what happened. So CBN government is saying that because that runaway has happened already, there's nothing to run away with.
It's good when you look at the report from the NGX that we're beginning to see a whole lot more of domestic participation, whether it's in treasury, both in fixed income as well as the stock market. And I think somewhat with what the DMO and the central bank are able to do to push more of the Nigeria's local debt into long-dated
instruments.
We now have, even for the Eurobond, we have 2050 year, which is about the longest of what we have. So that would also help us now because we have less of volatility. So let's say thank you for that. At least let's see how it goes. But the next meeting is going to be in March, Chika. So how do you think the central bank will decide?
A lot of things are still at play. The uncertainties arriving from this Omicron. Even though is losing momentum or losing impact.
Very correct.
There's a push around the whole world now, especially from World Health Organization, to let countries remove these issues, travel restrictions. And the UK is going to say, I think from February, UK says that anybody who has had full inoculation should actually come into the UK without any other COVID tests.
Yes.
That will help aviation. And when aviation thrives, a lot of other aspects of the economy will thrive.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Well, we're coughing out to COVID tests, pre and post. It runs into thousands and thousands. And we just can do well. But here is the Agusto are suggesting that the central bank should resume sale of FX to the BDCs. Is it time for Godwin to call a meeting of his colleagues and say, well, maybe...
the issue, I have tried to reach Mr. Bode to talk about this issue with him. The issue wasn't just removing the authority to sell FX. The fundamental issue was the original concept of the BDCs assessing that CBN window was take this foreign exchange at 400 or whatever from central bank, step out and then go and sell it to Nigerian citizens at 402, 403 with a little margin. What happened is what? Then when they take the FX, the next day they're selling it at the black market. So the citizens of Nigeria were not profiting, were not gaining from the subsidies, in quote, inheriting these selling CBN dollars. And so in a week, as we calculated those about more than 5,500 BDCs,
yes,
the premium people were getting was almost about 10, 15 billion naira every week. So Nigerians were not getting that subsidy.
So the real intention was not... Again, by the way, why did you set up a BDC with the intention of buying FX from central bank? I'm not sure central bank gives any bank any deposit for getting a banking license. You didn't get one when you were in the bank.
No.
You guys didn't get it.
No. So the issue is how do the FX... The report says there, I haven't checked it, that the Nigerian Central Bank is one of the only one or two in the whole world that funds BDCs. The BDCs fund from other sources.
With the proceeds of your oil sales and exports, proceeds and whatever.
And even tourists and so on and so forth.
Money.
Yeah. Yes. But in Nigeria here is just getting that CBN dollar subsidized. And the next day, instead of selling to Nigerians at subsidized rates, you walk out there and make the premium on it. And that has hurt. And so it defeats the whole aim. And that's why CBN pulled the rudder. So if Mr. Bode, I've had cause to discuss it with some other senior economists, and say, let's understand the real issue. Not just plug and play. Just bring it back and just install it. The issue is how do we ensure that we don't go back to the old thing and Nigerians get the benefits of the CBN intention of passing on dollars to the BDCs. And that's the major issue there.
That's the key. We need to go back to the basics and the fundamentals of it. Thank you so much, Chika Mbonu, RS Business Analyst. Have a great Wednesday.
Thank you, sir.
And what about this blue thing? How did you get
Oh, man. I mean, did you...
Spot the same thing?
Are you a prophet or what?
I think it's the morning after the NPC and the petrol subsidy thing. So let's go make it blue.
Happy subsidy.
Happy subsidy and happy blue economy. This is how we do it here on Global Business Report. Thank you so much. Have a great day.